Okay, I wanted to show a little bit about how albums that works. I'm gonna log in here. If I can remember my password. Looks like we're good. Okay, so I don't want to remember it. I have no albums in here right now. There's two ways to add albums. We can go to the create page, which takes a while. We're going to create an album, find an image. Here, we'll use that one, and hit add. Takes it a second. Or longer than a second. There it is. I don't like the name new album. I want to call it an add-a-line. So I'm going to go to the edit page, double click, then I can change this. I can change the picture as well if I wanted to. Hit update, and we're good. If I want to get rid of it, I can hit delete. And you can see there's no more albums in there. Go to batch. Still testing. Seems to work pretty well. Haven't had any major issues. Browse. Let's add, say, these first 5. You'll notice that the file names are what I want my album to be called. I don't think you can put a $sign in an album, so that would be one drawback to doing it this way. But it will automatically create the album name based off of the file name. Looks like I need to add a progress bar here. It's taking a bit. And we wait. Maybe I'll have to figure out how to speed the video up through this part. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the edit, and they're all in there. They're not in any particular order. They are, but there's no reason for them to be set there. I can sort alphabetically. So now they've all been sorted alphabetically. If I move the Bianca up and the Adeline down, I have to hit save order or they won't stick. Now I can go to transfer page and move these into, I don't want to put it in there, I did that earlier. That's why everybody got messages about me adding pictures. Even start transfer of 0 albums to that group. I forgot to select the albums. I can select one at a time, or I can check them all, uncheck them all. You can kind of see what's going on there. Let's leave the Anna off and the Bianca off. We'll add these 3. You could easily add as many as you want. Over 150, I'd probably break it into more than one load. Now I'm going to start transfer of 3 albums to my test group. Open new tab and hit F5. For some reason my browser doesn't reload that page very often. There's 1. They take a little bit, but at this point I could close my computer, go outside, play with the kids, do whatever I wanted to. I don't necessarily have to be here watching this. You could load them on a phone, an iPad. There's the second one. Third one will load here in a second. You'll notice when you load quite a few that there's a long break at 50 albums and 100 albums. Um, Facebook's spam filter will put you in jail if you add them too fast. And I found that having those breaks every 50 helps out quite a bit. Eventually you'll be able to choose how often, not how often the break is, but how long the break is and how long it takes between each photo, between each album. So at any point in time I could open this transfer status page and it'll show me the last one added. I want to make sure and not have two adding at the same time. So if you look here before you start anything, you can pull up the transfer page, the status page, and look at this last line. It says completed adding albums, gives a date and a time. That was just a couple minutes ago, well, a minute ago, because it's the one I just loaded. If it doesn't say completed adding albums, you're not done. If it just disappears and it was a day ago, send me an email. There might be something weird going on. Sometimes, for some reason, the process just kind of dies. It's not very often. It's happened maybe once or twice. Sometimes you'll get an error. If there shows an error, then your process is done loading and it'll explain what the error is. You can come to this help page. These are all the errors I've seen so far. Down here at the bottom, error 10. It says you're going too fast. I don't remember what that number is. Error 100. There's a little bit of information here about what's going on. Like I said earlier, I started adding albums into the wrong group. I only had 5 or 4, so it wasn't a big deal. If I had 100 albums that I was loading, that might be more of an issue. I would, here's a little snippet on how to do that. Maybe I'll just throw it in here real quick. If I go to Facebook and I go to my, hey look, I added an album to my group. I go to my settings and I go to apps and I go to albums that work and I hit the X. If I hit the X, it will delete it. If it deletes it, then it will stop loading albums. It will shoot an error out on this page. Where is it? Yeah, see there, you got an error because it's not approved. I'm going to go to log out. It went away. This is fun. Okay. There we go. Facebook login. I think that's my password. Now it's going to ask. Albums that work will receive public profile and email address and photos. If I didn't want it to get my email address, I could turn that off. Your public profile is just your name. You can't turn that one off. If you turn photos off, albums that work won't work. You'll get an error. Continue. Albums that work would like to post to Facebook for me. Who should be able to see these posts? Depends on who you want to be buying your clothes. If you just want your friends, or friends of friends, or friends except acquaintances, or only yourself, I guess you could choose those. You'll probably want public. I leave it as friends because I don't sell clothes on Facebook, so I don't care. It would like to manage my groups. This permission only allows Facebook to see the groups that you're an administrator of. If you unapprove that, it again won't be able to find your groups to load out images to them. So basically, if you accept all those things, then you're good to go. I've seen a few people with issues with those, and you just go through and delete the album or delete the app here. This should update now. There we go, it's back up. But that would also stop your loading of albums that you didn't want to have, or loading them into the wrong group. If you have 150 of them, that's really the only way to do it, short of going to the server and stopping the process. Anyway, that's just a quick snippet of albums that work. Maybe there will be more videos to come, we'll see. This is really the first one I've done that wasn't horrid. So hopefully this helps. If you have questions, feel free to send me an email or put a message on the Facebook group. Thanks.